Have you ever wanted to learn how to make your own fluffy, delicious bagels at home? I've got a super easy recipe for you. Start by mixing 3/4 cup of warm water with 1 teaspoon of sugar and 1.5 teaspoons of yeast. In a separate bowl, mix 2 cups of all-purpose or bread flour with 1 teaspoon of salt. Ignore me pouring in the sugar here. You should have already poured it in your yeast mixture. Mix the salt and flour together and then pour in your mixture of water, yeast, and sugar. You should have a fairly wet dough here. It's smarter if you mix it with a spatula instead of going directly to your hands because things are going to get sticky. Knead your dough until your dough turns into a smooth ball. This should be around 5 minutes. I know you're going to ask, so yes, you can do this first part in a bread machine if you have one. Grease a bowl and then put your dough in the bowl, cover it for about an hour or until your dough doubles in size. Once your dough has doubled in size, go ahead and punch all the air out. The reason why we punch the air out is because we want to stop the proofing process. Now, this recipe is going to make 4 regular sized bagels, so feel free to double the recipe if you need more. Cut the dough into 4 equal parts and then roll each piece into a cute little baby ball. Now, I'm sure there's a better way to create this bagel shape, but I literally just put my thumbs in the middle and start forming the bagels. I've seen some people roll it out into a snake shape and form it that way, so just do whatever is the best for you. Now, boil some water and add 1 tablespoon of honey to that water. We use the honey because it helps with the browning process. A lot of people use malt. If you have it, use it. I've also heard some suggestions on throwing in a teaspoon of baking soda to the water, so feel free to try it out. Boil for about 1 minute on each side. Word on the street is that the longer you boil them, the chewier they get, so choose your time. I'm gonna let them drip dry on this rack and then prepare them for baking. I'm gonna use an egg wash to top the bagels. You don't have to use an egg wash. You can use water if you want, but it just helps with the browning and for the seasoning to stick. I'm gonna use everything bagel, but feel free to use what your heart desires. I'm gonna bake at 410 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes. If this is your first time, then just keep an eye on them. And when you see your desired brownness, take them out of the oven, let them cool, and you can use them for bagel breakfast sandwiches or just smother them in cream cheese, which is my favorite way to eat them. Now, I don't like to let them cool completely because I think that nothing is better than a warm, steamy bagel right out of the oven with icy cold cream cheese. So let me know if you're gonna try this recipe. They are so good. I think I covered everything, but add your questions in the comments.